Yep. And we're talking about itineraries, okay? So, sorry, but a bug just flew in my face.
I didn't sneeze.
Good job. Okay, let's start over. Hey guys, I'm Jamie.
And I'm Mike.
And this is the Tiki Treehouse.
So, today we are going to be talking about how to choose the right Disney cruise.
Yep. So, as we've mentioned before, we are going on the Disney cruise kind of soon, in a couple of months, hopefully.
Not going to counter anything.
And cruises are new for us.
Yep.
So, we thought we would walk everyone through the process of how we chose our cruise.
Yep.
So, what is the first consideration?
So, well, there's a lot. One of them is how long? Do you want a 3-day cruise? Do you want to go for a week or even longer?
Yep. So, that's obviously the first consideration. Mm-hmm. Since this is our first cruise, we did not want to go on a long cruise, just because we don't know, One of us could get seasick, or maybe cruising just isn't for us, I don't know. So we decided that a 3 or 4 night would be the best fit for us. So, real quick, when you are on the Disney Cruise Line website and you're looking at the different cruises that are available, you can filter out, by a number of criteria. So when we kind of talk about what's the first thing, the second thing, I'm sort of picturing that in my head because you can filter based on these different things. So the first thing was length of cruise, and we filtered to 3 or 4 nights.
And keep in mind that different length of cruises standardly go out of a different time, go on different days. So keep that in mind, that it also not just is it the length of the cruise, but what's your schedule look like? Are you taking, weekends, the whole week? What do you want? What are you looking for there? That's going to affect it as well. So it's not just the length of the cruise, but also the dates of the cruise.
Right. Yeah. So 3-night cruises tend to embark on Fridays and come back on Mondays. Whereas 4-night cruises tend to leave on Mondays and come back on Fridays. So that's a consideration. If you can really only do a weekend, a long weekend cruise, then it's probably going to be a 3-night cruise. There are sometimes off ones that, leave on a Thursday or a Saturday. But by and large, that's what we found. But we decided we wanted to kind of take a week, Monday to Friday. So that's how we landed on a 4-night.
Okay. Secondly is, depending on where you're from, depending on transportation and stuff, where you want to be cruising out of. Where do you want your port that you're embarking from?
Right. So there are several ports that Disney sails out of, depending, on where you live. That may make your choice a lot easier. So we were looking at sailing out of Florida. So we were looking at Port Canaveral or Miami.
Yep.
Those are the 2 ports that the Disney ships are sailing out of right now. And so, that made that criteria a little bit easier.
And then you can pick the ship. If you have a ship you want to be on. Now, most of the ships they have many of the same amenities. Many amenities. But
say that 5 times fast.
I actually said it right. I'm really impressed with myself. But they have a lot of the same features. However, each of them have their own unique features, different restaurants, different, highlight things. So do keep in mind, if you're looking for something specific, check that out, because that's going to matter, because some of them, if they're out of different ports, that's going to change. So you're going to have to take that into account.
Right, yeah. Now, if you're tied to one port, you may not have that much choice. There are only going to be 1 or 2 ships out of that port. But if you're choosing based on the ship, then, that's a different consideration. You know, the Magic and the Wonder are smaller than the Dream class ships, the Dream and the Fantasy, which are smaller than the Triton class ships, like the Wish that is coming on board next year, and then, you know, 2 more unnamed ships at this point.
Yet to be determined.
Yeah. So, you know, if you're picking based on the size of the ship, or the specific ship, because you really want to eat at Rapunzel's royal table, and that is only on the Magic, well, then, you know, you've made your choice too. So.
And then ports of call. You know, where you want to go.
Yeah. So, I mean, right now, there's not that much choice. No, you're going nowhere.
Except the Castaway Key.
Castaway Key. I mean, we knew when we did eventually do a cruise, we would want to go to Castaway Key anyway.
It's a must do.
So, you know, that made it easier for us to make that decision. But you could, you know, on a longer cruise, you may be deciding between a Western Caribbean or an Eastern Caribbean cruise. If you do one of the fall sailings out of New York, you may be going to Bermuda or to Canada. You know, they do have those sailings as well. And then, right, there are the Alaskan cruises. And then, you know, once things really get going, you know, I'm sure the Mediterranean cruises and maybe
Hawaii.
Hawaii. I mean, there are lots of options. We wanted to go on a cruise soon, and those options are a little bit more limited.
So we're going to Castaway
pretty
Key.
much the Caribbean. Yeah, Castaway. And we're supposed to go to Nassau at this point. Bahamas as well.
We'll see.
But they haven't been back yet. So we're kind of waiting to see. That is still the plan. Honestly, I'd be okay with 2 days at Castaway, just saying. But,
I mean, I'm not going to argue.
Yeah. So, bottom line, there are lots of ways to narrow down your cruise and to find something that's going to be right for you. You know, we picked based off of kind of the length of the vacation we wanted to take, you know, and where we wanted to sail out of. We weren't so concerned with which ship we were on. It just, you know, worked out that way that we decided we wanted to go out of Canaveral, and so
we're going on the Dream.
So we're going on the Dream. But yeah.
So keep an eye out. We're going to have a couple of videos coming up talking about some of those different similar amenities. Amenities, not an anemone. I had a Nemo. I had a Nemo moment there. But so we're going to have a couple of videos talking about the different ships and what their, you know, own unique characteristics are, and then we'll make sure to talk a little bit about, you know, Canaveral, Miami, Galveston, all the different, you know, ports of call as well.
So probably not too much because we haven't sailed out of them, so we don't really know
yet.
But we'll tell you all about Port Canaveral, you know, in a couple of months.
Yeah.
Exciting.
So, if you have any questions, or if you have, you know, you've sailed on these already, or you've sailed and you have a favorite, or what you chose, how you choose, let us know. Put it in the comments. You know, we'd love to hear from all of you. And yeah, I think that's it for today.
That's it.
You're not gonna say goodnight or anything? You do that every time, and that time you're just gonna.
I forgot, but thanks for hanging in the treehouse.
Have a great evening.
Bye.